the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn, a place notorious for its harsh conditions and hardened criminals. It's within these grim walls that two high-profile figures, Sean Diddy Combs and Luigi Mangione, find themselves sharing an address. One, a hip-hop mogul facing a mountain of accusations. The other, a young man accused of a shocking murder with national implications. Their paths, once separated by fame and fortune, have collided in the most unexpected and scandalous of ways. The question on everyone's lips: what really goes on between these two behind the bars of the MDC? Their stories, playing out in the public eye, are a whirlwind of accusations, legal battles, and conflicting reports. One thing is certain: this Jailhouse saga is far from over. Sean Diddy Combs, a name that resonates with power, influence, and a legacy in the music industry. Known to many as Diddy, he has been a towering figure in the world of entertainment for decades. From his early days as a producer to becoming a global icon, Diddy's journey has been nothing short of extraordinary. The name once synonymous with chart-topping hits, lavish parties, and entrepreneurial success. He was the mastermind behind some of the biggest hits in hip-hop and R&B, a regular at the most exclusive parties, and a businessman with ventures spanning fashion, beverages, and media. His influence was undeniable, and his success unparalleled. Today, it's entangled with a darker narrative. The man who once seemed invincible now finds himself at the center of a storm of allegations. The transition from music mogul to accused criminal has been swift and shocking, leaving fans and the public in disbelief. The charges are numerous and serious: sex trafficking, racketeering, assault. Each accusation more damning than the last, painting a grim picture of a man who allegedly used his power and influence for nefarious purposes. The legal battles are intense, with each court appearance drawing massive media attention. Allegations spanning over a decade, painting a picture of a man accused of using his power and influence for sinister purposes. Victims have come forward with harrowing tales, each story adding to the growing list of accusations. The public is left to grapple with the stark contrast between the Diddy they thought they knew and the man now facing these serious charges. Diddy maintains his innocence, but the sheer volume of accusations has left a stain on his once impeccable image. His legal team is working tirelessly to clear his name, but the court of public opinion is often harsher and more immediate than any legal judgment. The media frenzy surrounding the case has only added to the pressure. His lawyer paints a picture of a targeted man, caught in a web of lies and opportunism. Yet, the whispers persist. Every new piece of evidence, every new testimony is scrutinized and debated. The defense argues that Diddy is a victim of his own success, targeted by those looking to exploit his fame and fortune. Can someone so widely accused be entirely blameless? The jury is still out, both literally and figuratively. The legal process is ongoing, with each day bringing new developments. The public watches closely, opinions divided, as the case unfolds in real time. The court of public opinion is often swift and unforgiving, and for Diddy, the verdict seems to be already in. Social media is ablaze with commentary, much of it condemning. Protests and public outcry have become a regular occurrence, with many demanding justice for the alleged victims. His fall from grace is a stark reminder that even the most untouchable figures can be brought low by the weight of accusations. The story of Sean Diddy Combs serves as a cautionary tale, a complex narrative of success, power, and the potential for downfall. As the legal battles continue, the world watches, waiting to see what the final chapter will hold for this once revered icon. Luigi Mangione, a name that might not ring as many bells as some of the more high-profile figures in the news, but one that has become synonymous with a case that has gripped the nation. A name less recognizable than Diddy's, yet now etched into the public consciousness due to the gravity of the allegations against him. But his alleged crime is no less shocking. The courtroom has become a theater of intense drama, with every detail of the case being scrutinized by the media and the public alike. He stands accused of the unthinkable, the murder of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson, a crime that has sent shockwaves through the corporate world and beyond. The prosecution paints a picture of a calculated act, labeling Mangione a healthcare hitman. They argue that this was not a crime of passion, but a meticulously planned execution. They allege his motives stemmed from a deep-seated anger towards the healthcare system, an anger that had been festering for years, fueled by personal grievances and systemic failures. A system they claim failed him, pushing him to this desperate act. The prosecution argues that Mangione saw no other way to make his voice heard, no other way to exact his revenge. Mangione, however, maintains his innocence. He insists that he is being framed, that the real perpetrators are still out there. His lawyer claims he's a scapegoat, a pawn in a larger conspiracy. They argue that the evidence against him is circumstantial at best, and that there are many unanswered questions. The truth, they argue, is far more complicated than the prosecution would have you believe. They suggest that there are powerful interests at play, interests that have a vested interest in seeing Mangione take the fall. The case has sparked outrage and debate. It has become a lightning rod for discussions about the state of the healthcare system, the power of corporate interests, and the lengths to which individuals will go when they feel they have been wronged. It touches upon the raw nerves of America's healthcare crisis. A crisis that has left many feeling neglected and exploited, and has led to a growing sense of frustration and anger. A crisis that has left many feeling neglected and exploited. As the trial continues, the nation watches, waiting to see whether justice will be served and what the implications will be for the future of the healthcare system. Section 4. Jailhouse tension, rumors and denials behind the walls. The Metropolitan Detention Center is a melting pot of hardened criminals, and within its walls, rumors spread like wildfire. The air is thick with whispers and hushed conversations, each one carrying a different version of the truth. In such an environment, it's hard to separate fact from fiction, and the lines between reality and rumor blur easily. Whispers of a clash of egos, of Diddy feeling overshadowed by the notoriety of Mangione's case. The inmates talk in low tones, speculating about the power dynamics at play. Some say Diddy, used to being in the limelight, finds it hard to accept that Mangione's case has captured more attention. Others believe it's all a fabrication, a story spun to create drama where there is none. Some inmates, it said, view Mangione as a folk hero, a vigilante striking back against a system they believe has wronged them. His actions, though criminal, resonate with those who feel oppressed and marginalized. They see him as a symbol of resistance, someone who dared to challenge the status quo. This perception only adds to the tension, as it creates a divide between those who idolize him and those who see him as just another criminal. Diddy, on the other hand, represents the excesses of wealth and fame, a stark contrast to their own struggles. To many inmates, he embodies the very system they despise, a system that allows the rich and famous to live above the law. This stark contrast fuels resentment and jealousy, making Diddy a target for their frustrations. His presence in the MDC is a constant reminder of the inequalities that exist both inside and outside the prison walls. These reports, however, are vehemently denied by Diddy's camp. His representatives insist that he is not involved in any prison politics and that his focus remains solely on his legal defense. They argue that the rumors are baseless and are being spread by those who seek to exploit his fame for their own gain. According to them, Diddy is maintaining a low profile, avoiding any unnecessary conflicts. They claim he is focused solely on his defense, unconcerned with the opinions of his fellow inmates. His days are spent poring over legal documents, meeting with his lawyers, and preparing for his court appearances. To him, the opinions of other inmates are irrelevant. His only concern is proving his innocence and regaining his freedom. This single-minded focus, however, is often misinterpreted as arrogance or indifference, further fueling the rumors. The truth, as always, likely lies somewhere in between. In a place where every action is scrutinized and every word is analyzed, it's easy for misunderstandings to occur. The reality is probably a mix of both perspectives, with elements of truth in each version of the story. What is clear, though, is that the environment within the MDC is one of constant tension and uncertainty. One thing is for sure. The pressure cooker environment of the MDC is a breeding ground for tension and conflict. The combination of diverse personalities, high stakes, and limited freedom creates a volatile mix. In such a setting, rumors and denials are just part of the daily struggle for survival. The inmates navigate this complex web of relationships and power dynamics, each trying to find their place in a world where trust is scarce and every day is a battle. The Metropolitan Detention Center, often referred to simply as MDC, is notorious for its harsh conditions. Inmates here face a daily struggle for survival, and the atmosphere is thick with despair and violence. Overcrowding, understaffing, and a lack of proper resources create a volatile environment where tensions can, and often do, boil over. It's a place where the strong prey on the weak and alliances are formed out of necessity rather than friendship. For Diddy and Mangione, navigating this treacherous terrain adds another layer of complexity to their already challenging legal battles. Representing both Diddy and Mangione is a single, high-profile law firm, known for taking on some of the most controversial cases in recent history. This firm now finds itself in the unique position of defending two clients whose public personas couldn't be more different. On one hand, there's Diddy, a symbol of wealth, fame, and the music industry's excesses. On the other, Mangione, viewed by some as a rebellious figure standing up against perceived injustices. The firm's lawyers must navigate not only the legal intricacies of each case, but also the court of public opinion, where every move is scrutinized and every statement dissected. As the legal battles unfold, both Diddy and Mangione face uncertain futures. Their once glittering images are now tarnished by the accusations and the ensuing media frenzy. For Diddy, the stakes are incredibly high. His empire, built over decades, hangs in the balance. Mangione, meanwhile, has become a polarizing figure, with some seeing him as a hero and others as a criminal. The outcomes of their trials will not only determine their personal fates, but could also have far-reaching implications for their respective industries. In the end, the only certainty is that life for both men will never be the same again.